Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Grant Ellis of The Bachelor Season 29 played a risky game when he told more than one woman on the program that he loved her. While every woman is different, it's safe to say that most will be disgusted, enraged, or both when they find this type of betrayal. The world's players understand that this type of dubious behavior should be done in the shadows, rather than in front of severe scrutiny from co-stars and viewers. Essentially, the woman you're playing isn't supposed to know what else you're doing. This is Smooth Operator 101. It's such a simple guideline that it shouldn't need to be stated. Call it spycraft or faux love, whatever you want, but when it was discovered that Grant was telling the same thing to more than one person, it wasn't pretty. Lisha Garr is currently absorbing Grant's choice to propose to Juliana Pasquarosa, and she has every reason to be upset and angry. Grant seemed to sweet-talk her in a harsh manner. Why tell a woman you intend to propose if you aren't? That is an extremely cruel trick. While he may have been perplexed at the time and truly assumed he was going to propose to her, it is possible that he was not. It's possible he knew he wasn't going to propose to her with a diamond ring. So Lisha Garr from The Bachelor cruises into the finale, confident that all of her dreams are coming true. She's discovered her dream man, he's interested, and she'll have her fairy tale ending. A ring she can flaunt, a partner she can rely on, maybe some gorgeous babies down the road, the picket fence, and everything else. The life she's always desired is there at her fingertips. All she needs to do is wait till he gets down on bended knee. This is the type of information that leads lovelorn lovers to look up sociopaths online. Sure, Grant Ellis from The Bachelor is probably not so conscienceless, but it's severe enough to make her wonder if the man she was with was secretly terrible. Her wrath, which women are taught to suppress, is, in my opinion, normal. She's reacting to being duped and then humiliated on television in front of millions of people. Her feelings are important to me, and I care about her well-being. However, the fact that Grant committed such a dreadful mistake does not make him evil. He is simply too weak to admit the truth. Our flaws can make us appear to be horrible human beings, yet most people aren't outright wicked. They simply allowed their flaws to overcome them. Now it's all about hearsay. Grant defends himself, the story shifts, and people must pick who to believe. But isn't Lisha's pain, which is difficult to fake, a sign of authenticity? Look at her face in the clip above, particularly her eyes. She's not fake his distress. That's a terribly sad woman. She is in shock after this chaotic situation collapsed. She can't believe it. I give this a lot of weight. It's likely that her time on The Bachelor has left her traumatized, which is awful. Lisha claimed Grant informed her he was getting engaged to her. What we know for certain is that he told Lisha "I love you" during their fantasy suites encounter. Looking back, she must have felt like that room was a chamber of horrors. According to People, Grant is on the defensive. He stated that while it was challenging, it was ultimately beneficial to Lisha. It would be unjust to that person if I were in a relationship where someone loved me but I wasn't receiving it in the way that I wanted or needed. I don't feel like I deceived anyone. Instead, I believe I led with my heart. I feel like making promises would be deceiving, so I just conveyed my feelings, as I do every day. That's his current version, following his proposal to Juliana. However, every story has two sides. Juliana claimed on after the final rose that Grant had led her to believe she would be his wife. She said, "We were engaged from the first one-on-one we had in Los Angeles to the night before that day. I remember saying goodbye to him and exclaiming, 'Oh my gosh, we're getting engaged tomorrow.' He said, 'I know, I can't wait. I love you. I love you. I love you.' That was the last thing he said to me before I walked up there. So that came as a shock. If this is true, as her shell-shocked behavior suggests, it is dreadful. Lisha valiantly continues onward without disguising her pain, as seen above on Instagram. Why should she? He has caused significant emotional damage. Again, Grant certainly never intended to injure anyone, but perhaps he could have toned down the Prince Charming stuff just in case. Perhaps he has difficulty empathizing with others. If this is true, I believe his empathy is lacking, because this is such a horrible thing to do to another person, and it could be avoided with just a little amount of truth. It's not easy to witness female dreams die on The Bachelor, and it's also difficult to watch all of the women compete for a man. The nature of the show creates a situation in which the guy has practically complete control over the decision-making. Rose did depart, and perhaps that was a wise option, allowing women to self-eliminate if they so desire. However, they are really attempting to impress the leading male. If the Bachelor isn't clear about who he wants, some women may be left devastated. Lisha is in pain and feels caught off guard. Meanwhile, Grant claims he isn't as horrible as he is made up to be. I want Grant to be happy, but I believe if even half of what Lisha says is true, he owes her an apology. While apologizing may not be enough, it can't hurt. Right now, she's walking through a dark tunnel, recalling her chats and intimacy with Grant and wondering why everything fell apart. While I wish Juliana and Grant success, I believe he made mistakes, whether he admits to them or not. I hope that other bachelors take this as a lesson and take extra care not to hurt the women fighting for their affections. The Bachelor's predicament deserves finesse and respect. Yes, she had been hurt. Yes, she had been vulnerable with someone who didn't share her vision for the future. But in the end, The Bachelor wasn't about finding the perfect match, it was about finding someone who fit into your life, and Grant and Lisha simply weren't aligned in that way. She had no regrets about being herself on the show. Her honesty, her maturity, and her willingness to dive deep into the emotional aspects of a relationship were all things that she was proud of. Even if she hadn't found love with Grant, she knew that she was on the right path to finding it elsewhere. And so, after some time to heal, Lisha began to consider her future. She still dreamed of being a mother, of building a family, but she no longer needed a man to make that dream come true. If she met someone along the way who shared her goals, that would be wonderful. But for now, she was content to focus on herself. Though Lisha was no longer part of the Bachelor franchise, her fans continued to rally around her, offering words of support and encouragement. There were rumors that she might appear on Bachelor in Paradise, but Lisha was determined to make her own path, one that wasn't tied to reality television. Grant and Juliana, now engaged, took things slowly as they built their future together. Their relationship, while still young, seemed to be thriving. There were no plans for a wedding anytime soon, but both of them seemed content to let the relationship evolve at its own pace. Lisha's journey, however, was far from over. She was a woman with dreams, desires, and a future waiting to be written. And no matter how her past with Grant had ended, she knew that the best chapters of her life were still ahead of her. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.